scenes like this look Do scenes like this look familiar to you? Humans with their heads shaved, stacked one on top of one another, piled into crowded, condensed living areas, if you can even call it that. This is CCOT. These are all photos from CCOT, which is the prison you've been hearing about in El Salvador that the president has said no one has ever left. No one has ever left alive from this facility. The Trump administration has sent at least 238 people to this prison, including Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was taken there by accident. They took the wrong guy and they have left him there. But it's not just him. 75% of the people sent there by the Trump administration had zero criminal record. This prison is one of the highest security prisons on the planet. And if you notice that marker up there, if you don't speak Spanish, Matadero de Reos is literally slaughterhouse for prisoners. Now, I'm not going to show the closer up images that people have been posting on the internet of that specific square because it's graphic and awful. And we don't know for sure if that's actually what that area of the prison is used for. But it is what it's titled on Google Maps. This is a death camp. This is a death camp. Trump is sending people, including innocent folks, to death camps. And even if this is somehow incorrect, which I don't know how that would happen, the president of the country saying that no one has ever left this facility alive tells you enough. We don't need to guess about what happens here. Now, I'm not going to participate in the speculation about whether or not Abrego Garcia is alive, because I don't think that's respectful to his family, who are begging for him to come home. But what I do think is they have a vested interest in preventing him from leaving this place, because I can only fucking imagine the shit that he has seen. Yesterday, Trump was caught on a hot mic asking the president of El Salvador to build 5 additional facilities. Each of those facilities housing 50,000 people at least. So we're looking at 250,000 plus people from America sent to facilities like this. I don't know where the press is, but we need Vice, we need ProPublica, we need independent journalists to figure out a way to get down there, to do a flyover, to film what is happening. Because the information that is being found out by sleuths on the internet right now looks really, really, really fucking bad. And the statements that have been made by both our president and the president of El Salvador are really, really, really fucking serious and scary. And we need to figure out what is actually going on.
Wow. Man. Let me introduce. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton. And The Good Faith Show is only exclusively on the ATP network. You can catch the ATP network on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. And also, I got a couple of shameless plugs for you. Follow the ATP network crew right there. Those are their handles down there. Follow the official ATP network Twitter account handle. For that, it's ATP network. ATP network 247. Or I forgot to always say because I'm a retard. ATP network, like not ATP network 247. Yeah, excuse me, guys. I'm just oh god, man. Watching that video, it bothers me. And also too, like the video. It's free and it don't cost you nothing, and it pushes us out in the algorithm. So every time I have somebody on here, they say like and subscribe. So yeah, like the video and subscribe. I don't know why I says don't say subscribe. And also, if you're on Twitter, I recommend due to oh boy, the Twitter being a coded mess, just move over to YouTube and Rumble and watch the videos on there, the live streams and all that stuff. So yeah, um, man, yeah, man. Y'all heard of what CCOT is? I'm pretty sure y'all know. I mean, like you guys on that watch mostly, that's online. Y'all know a lot of shit. Y'all know what be happening. Y'all know more stuff happening than I do. But man, I heard of CCOT being like a slave camp prison, but damn, like these images are just it's inhumane, man. But I'm gonna play it again and break it down. Um, and then I got a couple of rebuttals towards the end of what she said about the media. But here we go.
Things like this look familiar to you? Humans with their heads shaved, stacked one on top of one another, piled into crowded, condensed living areas, if you can even call it that. This is CCOT.
I mean, as history going to the Atlantic slave trade. Yeah, man, that reminds me of what they did to black people coming from Africa to here. They had us stacked together. I don't think they shaved our head, but yeah, like they do give you, yeah, stacked together like sardines. Yeah, they do give you an image in your head about like, yeah. Um, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we were slaves, we were less than human. I guess these prisoners are less than human. So yeah.
These are all photos from CCOT, which is the prison you've been hearing about in El Salvador, that the president has said no one has ever left. No one has ever left alive from this facility. The Trump administration has sent at least 238 people to this prison, including Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
But I wonder why Trump sent those people to that prison. It's because that Trump wants to be a dictator. So Bukele is a dictator. So yeah, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like yeah. Um, yeah, this is just this is disturbing, man. This is just it's hard to watch this, and excuse me if I'm not really commentating a lot, but gee.
Who was taken there by accident. They took the wrong guy and they have left him there. But it's not just him. 75% of the people sent there by the Trump administration had zero criminal record. This prison is one of the highest security prisons on the planet. And if you notice that marker up there, if you don't speak Spanish, Matadero de Reos is literally slaughterhouse for prisoners. Now,
I mean, she says she's not sure whether that they actually do that to prisoners, but I mean, like based on the extremities of that camp, that slave camp. I mean, not surprising.
I'm not going to show the closer up images that people have been posting on the internet of that specific square because it's graphic and awful. And we don't know for sure if that's actually what that area of the prison is used for, but it is what it's titled on Google Maps. This is a death camp. This is a death camp. Trump is sending people, including innocent.
Yep, Trump sending innocent people. And a lot of times the people that have a record is like a misdemeanor or something, like they didn't pay a traffic ticket. I forgot to say that. Like something like that. Like, but yeah, like, yeah. So yeah. So basically by this, that means Trump is sending these people to, be unalived. I mean, sending them to a camp like this.
Folks to death camps. And even if this is somehow incorrect, which I don't know how that would happen, the president of the country saying that no one has ever left this facility alive tells you enough. We don't need to guess about what happens here. Now, I'm not going to participate in the speculation about whether or not Abrego Garcia is alive, because I don't think that's respectful to his family, who are begging for him to come home. But what I do think is they have a vested interest in preventing him from leaving this place, because I can only fucking imagine the shit that he has seen. Yes.
Exactly. I think he's still alive. I think the problem is that, yeah, like if Bukele returns Garcia back to the States, then of course Garcia, of course the media, the press gonna be right up in his face asking, "What's the camp like? How was your experience?" Like, yeah, and when people do dirt, like they don't want the dirt to be exposed fully. Like we know, like people know what this camp is. Like people got Google, so I mean, like she said, like out of respect, I'm not gonna speculate whether is he still living or not. I'm not gonna do that either because it's not right, man. Like he shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like, jeez, oh God, and what really make me this. I already don't like Trump. Like y'all know I don't like Trump, but it really makes me fucking angry is that guy Bukele was sitting right next to Trump, and somebody asked, "Are you gonna let Abrego Garcia go?" And that Bukele, the dictator, gonna say, I can't smuggle him back to the United States. You can't smuggle him back to the United States. Like, and Trump just sitting there nodding in agreement. Like, these some evil, disgusting people, man. I'm telling you that.
Yesterday, Trump was caught on a hot mic asking the president of El Salvador to build 5 additional facilities. Each of those facilities housing 50,000 people at least. So we're looking at 250,000 plus people from America sent to facilities like this. I don't know where the press is, but we need advice.
And also, you know why he want him to build more facilities to take people that that don't agree with Israel. That's what it is. Um, yeah, like he said, the homegrowns. Also too, she didn't mention this in his video. Like he also said too, like you need to take some of the homegrowns too. I guess the people like me and other people, or people that do way more work than I do, like that's actually on the street protesting a genocide. Like that's crazy. Your First Amendment rights would get you into a slave camp to potentially be unalived eventually or slaughtered or whatever. Wow. And nobody never tell me never again that, conservatives stand for free speech. Like, you know, I mean, Democrats don't either, but nah.
We need ProPublica, we need independent journalists to figure out a way to get down there, to do a flyover, to film what is happening. Because the information that is being found out by sleuths on the internet right now looks really, really, really fucking bad.
I mean, I hate to tell you this. Like, I get what she's saying. She said independent journalists. But a lot of time when you work for these publications, you're not independent. Like, they're corporate owned. I mean, they're owned by either a billionaire or investor or something. So, and especially if they right wing and they agree with Trump. They're definitely not going down there like USA Today or New York Post or these other outlets. And I don't think New York Times would do it. I mean, probably, but I doubt it. So yeah, yeah. See, this is why independent media needs to be prevalent. I agree with what she's saying. Like, yeah, somebody need to be real close around the camp. Like, I know they can't go in there. Yeah, they probably be unalive themselves, but yeah, um, yeah, yeah. Somebody do need to make like a documentary on that. Like that. That's man. Like, and never mind. I'm about to say something, but it probably don't sound right. Here.
And the statements that have been made by both our president and the president of El Salvador are really, really, really fucking serious.
Yeah, they ain't playing. Trump ain't bullshitting. Like the first term, Trump would have done this because Trump didn't have yes men and yes women in there. See, now Trump got people that will literally um, worship the ground he walks on. So yeah, he's getting away with doing shit like this. Like, ain't no surprise. And no Bukili, he don't give a damn. So yeah, man. I had to show y'all that, man. Man, that shit, man, that shit hits, man. I cover this stuff on a daily basis. Yeah, just the humane treatment of human beings, man. Like, geez, that's why I don't believe in the death penalty. Damn, like this is worse than the damn death penalty. Shit, like they slaughter you potentially, allegedly. Oh wow. So I got another clip before I get to my articles. Like, I like starting off with clips because they like warm me up. I notice I'm more engaged and stuff like that. So BBC, which is to be honest with you, I guess they Israel rag because they kept this journalist for telling the truth. So yeah, let me play this entirely, then I'm gonna play it again and react to it.
Genocide happening in front of our eyes.
That word is, as you know, incredibly emotive, and the Israelis, as you know, will be saying that they are targeting Hamas only, that they don't target civilians.
Well, that's simply not the truth, unfortunately.
Planned, military incursions.
It's not the truth,
yes, civilians are dying.
Civilians are dying, and the way that the bombs are getting dropped, I don't believe are in a targeted way. Nothing from what I'm hearing on the ground suggests that the bombs have been dropped in a targeted way. Our social media manager, all 5 houses around him got blown up. They estimate 100 people were killed in them. Yesterday, his house was the last one remaining in the neighborhood. They leveled an entire neighborhood.
Thank you very much.
You,
and I do need to make that qualification, of course, that it is always denied by the Israelis that genocide is taking place. They say these are strategic planned strikes in Gaza and that they are targeting the militant group Hamas.
But I'm here to let the world know that that's not the case.
Kareem, you've been able to have your say. This is what the Israelis will always say in response to that.
This is a genocide.
See, I gotta watch what I say now because I don't want to get this channel on YouTube, especially, taken down. But let me say this: how stupid can you be, man? How at this point, yeah, you just a stupid ass person to sit on national television, I guess, and spew that bullshit. Man, like, this is BBC. Like, I knew BBC's corporate and corrupt, like, American news, like Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, but god damn. Like, this guy is literally just telling the truth. Like, the facts. Like, he's just laying out facts, and she's saying Israel is only targeting Hamas. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it, man. I gotta watch what I say. So,
genocide happening in front of our eyes.
That word is, as you know, incredibly.
This is a genocide happening in front of our eyes.
It's a genocide happening. Yes, it's a genocide happening. Right? Yes, it's not a war. I hate when people say war. It's not a war. It's a genocide. Watch what she says, man. It's crazy. I know y'all seen it, but I'm just
We,
reacting to it.
that word is, as you know, incredibly emotive, and the
Incredibly emotive. How's it incredibly emotive? Like you don't know what genocide means? Hold on. No, hold on. Let me Google it right quick, cause apparently um, apparently she don't know what genocide is. Let me share my screen real quick. Hold on. Let me share my screen. I got it right here from Google. Man, Jesus. Oh, I'm trying to hold back, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. There you go. I hope y'all can see it. Sorry if it's small, but genocide. Let me see. Hold on. It says genocide is the deliberate and systematic destruction of national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. Ethnic. I mean, the Palestinians are ethnic. Yeah, like brown people. National. Yeah, it's characterized by a specific intent to destroy the group. Like, like I don't think 2.2 million Palestinians are all of them are Hamas. Like, no, they're not all Hamas. So, yeah, like, yeah. You know, people are full of shit. That's why I just had to pull this up. You know, you know, just in case some of you guys watching might not know. It's not just members and individuals with acts like killing, causing serious harm, and imposing condition like a life to bring about destruction. So basically, Google went all out. This is an AI definition of it. They said, hey, its intent is to destroy people. And this woman said, saying that what Israel doing is genocide is emotive means it's not entirely true. Which, come on, man,
Israelis, as
that's
you
fake.
know, will be saying that they are targeting Hamas only, that they don't target.
Yeah, that's what they say. Don't mean it's true. That's like me. That's like me trying to eat healthy, and I said, yeah, I'm eating healthy, but I'm eating a bag of potato chips. But I say, hey, potatoes are good for you, which not too many of them are. Like, come on. Yeah, yeah, that makes perfectly good sense.
Well, that's simply
Civilians,
not
that
the
these
truth,
are
unfortunately.
planned, military
Uh,
incursions.
just
Her, he said, like, that's not true. It's not. But she trying to cut him off. She trying to cut him off. Like he barely got a few words off, but she said, "Oh, you already made your point." Oh God, these people.
This is not the truth,
Yes, civilians are
unfortunately.
dying.
Civilians are dying, and the way that the bombs
This woman gonna say, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." This woman gonna say civilians are not dying. Oh God, oh God, no, nah, nah. It's like, yeah. This woman is stuck on stupid, man. She's stuck on stupid. She can't help herself. Like people like being stupid and ignorant.
are getting dropped, I don't believe are in a targeted way.
So what? The airstrikes is just hitting the ground. It's like they got equipment where they know where to hit the airstrikes at. So they know what they're doing. Like they know people are in tents, people are in hospitals, people are in mosques, people are in schools. Like that's why they hit those places. They're not just hitting the ground. Oh God.
Nothing from what I'm hearing on the ground suggests that the bombs have been dropped in a targeted way. Our social media manager, all 5 houses around him got blown up. They estimate 100 people were killed in them. Yesterday, his house was the last one remaining in the neighborhood. They leveled an entire neighborhood.
See? They know there are people still living in one of those neighborhoods. But no, they're not killing civilians. They're going after Hamas. They're going after Hamas according to this idiot ass anchor. Come on, man.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you,
And
Lucy.
I do need to make that qualification, of course, that that it is always denied by the Israelis that genocide is.
Again, like, of course they're gonna deny. I ain't do nothing wrong. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. These younger people in America are waking up to see that we are some evil ass Benjamin Netanyahu, Ben Gavir, and Smotrich and all of them. They're some evil ass people. Like, we didn't do nothing. Like, of course they're gonna deny it. Like, But facts are facts. You can't deny the facts. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
taking place. They say these are strategic planned strikes in Gaza and that they are
if you go by what Israel says and you think it's fact, then yeah, man, yeah, your IQ is below 60. No, it ain't even 60, bro. That's an insult to people. IQs are 60, man. Like, yeah, your IQ is, yeah, it's in the single digits. Like people that believe what Israel got to say and they support Israel, yeah, you got a low IQ. Like I'm just, I'm just trying to just keep it 100. Like somebody just showed those pictures of what Israel has done to these innocent kids too. Like, yeah, you're not smart, man. You're not smart. Like Francesca said, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. Like Francesca, man, shout out to her.
targeting the militant group Hamas.
But I'm here to let the world know that that's not the case.
Kareem, you
Thank you, Guy, for saying that. It's not the case. They're not targeting Hamas. Israel is the reason why Hamas formed in the first place. Like, Israel wanted. I think when October 7th happened, it gave Israel an excuse to go all hands out, all hands on deck to wipe out an entire generation of Palestinians by October 7th. And, shout out to people that are smarter than me that realized what Israel was doing before October 7th. Before October 7th, I was like everybody else, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't really understand what was happening. But when you get educated, then you say, okay, nah, this is why what they doing. So,
been able to have your say. This is
Thank you, Liz.
what the Israelis.
oh God, man, yeah, yeah. People always say that people are paid by China, paid by Russia, but is she paid by Israel to say that? I'm pretty sure APAC or Israel Lobby Group, slide her, throw her a check for a nice lump sum to be dumb. Like, yeah, yeah, to pretend to be stuck on stupid. Like, oh no, Israel's not, killing innocent people. No, they going after Hamas. Like, that's people online that still believe that shit. Like, people wish harmful things to me. Like people wish I was, unalive. People wish I unalive myself because I say that Israel is a apartheid state and they shouldn't exist and they shouldn't have the right to defend themselves. Like for what? Okay, guys. So that was a lot. That was a lot, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm only 30 minutes into this shit. It's a lot. Oh man. So Marjorie Taylor Greene's town hall got interrupted and a while, and climate change on track to destroy capitalism. Some guy wrote an opinion piece in the Guardian about that, and then Boasberg said Trump could be in contempt, and yeah. So I got another couple of stories. So yeah, y'all. Before I get to these stories, man, do us a favor, like and subscribe, but like the video. Maybe I need to start putting like and subscribe on here, but it's free and don't cost you a damn thing. So, all right, guys, on to the first story. All right, guys. So the first story I want to talk about is from the Guardian. It says, "Climate crisis on track to destroy capitalism," warns top insurer. Ooh, yeah. So that's why y'all um stop insuring areas that are high risk. And shout out to JB Font for talking about this first. I always like giving Conrad's credit when credit's due. I ain't gonna, steal this article from him and and not give him credit. Like that's not me. But so yeah, this person says some interesting things and some dumb things. To be honest with you, it says action urgently needed to save the conditions under which markets and civilization itself can operate. Says senior Alliance figure. Okay. So it says the climate crisis is on track to destroy capitalism. A top insurer has warned with a vast cost of extreme weather impacts, leaving the financial sector unable to operate. See, that's the problem right there. You're not studying the people. You're studying your market. Your figures. Yo, damn, I can't even think of the fucking word to describe. Yo, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, your profit margins. Yeah, that's what that's. Yeah, see, when a storm happens or a wildfire happens, these assholes, these insurance companies, which insurance itself is a scam, um, but you know they gotta pay out because people pay into this shit. And what they do is either they raise the rates, or or they'll stop insuring you. Like they just cut you off. Like, hey, nah, we can't cover you no more. Like State Farm, for example. Like, remember the California wildfires? State Farm cut off a lot, thousands of people off their homeowners insurance. And my thing is that's theft because those people paid years into that shit, and all of a sudden you just cut them off like that. Like, I'll ask for my money back. I'm just saying, I'll ask for my money back. Ain't no way I let these SOBs take my money, and then when danger happens or a natural disaster happens, you're not going to cover me? Forget that. Forget that. Um, the world is fast approaching temperature levels where insurers will no longer be able to offer coverage for many climate risks, said Gunther Dallinger on the board of Alliance SE, one of the world's biggest insurance companies. He said that without insurance, which is already being pulled in some places, many other financial services become unviable, from mortgages to investments. See, the last part, investments, because yeah, when climate change, like yeah, when the East Coast, which is a heavily populated part of the United States, is underwater, you can't have mortgages because everything is underwater. Or California or Florida, like hurricanes just keep coming one after one, another after another, wiping out that state. And goddamn California, the wildfires that hit LA, and hit other parts of the state. So yeah, like yeah, like, but capitalism is the reason why we in this climate catastrophe in the first place. Like you see, you failed to mention that because we should have been like straying away from fossil fuels in the 90s, according to a lot of climate scientists. Like they said, at least really they said before that would be great, but the 90s, like 30 years ago, like which is crazy, 30 years ago, wow. But yeah, let me continue reading. Um, it says global carbon emissions are still rising, and current policies will result in a rise in global temperatures between 2.2 Celsius and 3.4 Celsius above pre-industrial levels. The damage at 3 degrees Celsius will be so great that governments will be unable to provide financial bailouts, and it will be impossible to adapt many climate impacts, says Dallinger, who is also the chair of the German Company Investment Board and was previously CEO of Allianz Investment Management. The core business of the insurance industry is the risk management, and it has long taken the dangers of global heating very seriously. In recent reports, Avita said extreme weather damages for the decade to 2023 hit $2 trillion, while Gallagher RE said the figure was 400 billion in 2024. Zurich said it's, it was essential to hit net zero by 2050. Well, based on all of the events that happen, like really in all actuality, to keep things from getting worse, we need to hit net zero now. But based on our current administration and all that stuff, like I mean, Joe Biden ain't shit either. Like, um, you know, um, like I ain't saying the Democrats will be better at this, but Republicans don't give a fuck. Um, so let me continue. Um, it says establish you said good. Excuse me, y'all. The good news is we already have the technologies to switch from fossil combustion to zero emission energy. The only thing missing is speed and scale. This is about saving the conditions under which markets, finance, civilization itself can continue to operate. Yeah, like JB, he said this himself. Like, in order to really fix the climate situation, it can't happen through capitalism, bro. Like, see, you trying to say that, well, I'm finna get to it, but you trying to say that, maybe we do it in a way through capitalism. Maybe we can slow down, the damaging effects, so we don't have to pay out these claims to our customers that we supposed to serve. Like yeah, um, people gotta understand something about CEOs in general. Like CEOs are beholden to their shareholders. Like they don't work for the people. They don't serve the people. They don't give a fuck about you. They find ways to screw you over. Like that's why they have those annual meetings, the shareholders and the CEO and the vice president, all of them sitting at the table talking about, how we screw over uh, these working class people that are already struggling enough to pay this insurance. But yeah, let's either raise their rates or cut off their insurance. Like, I mean, this is what you have to deal with under capitalism. Um, it says Nick Robbins, the chair of the Just Transition Finance Lab at the London School of Economics, said this is devastating analysis from a global insurance leader sets out not just the financial but also the civilizational threat posed by climate change. It needs to be the basis of renewed action, particularly in the countries of the global south. Yeah, you gotta understand, like like the Middle East, man, like we gonna have wars over water. We're gonna have wars over. I mean, you're gonna have a mass immigration, mass migration crisis, bro. Like, this shit is coming, bro. It's coming. Like, they're not doing anything to stop climate change from occurring. Like, we had plenty of time to do it, but we chose, subsidizing fossil fuel companies and fossil fuel companies pouring in trillions of dollars, to do it. And I about to tweet something too. I said EVs are good. It's a good step, but the problem is that in order to have EVs, you need lithium ion batteries, and that resource comes from the Congo, which I like China, but China, the United States, and other countries are exploiting those people, and those people are suffering the consequences due to exploitation. So yeah, that's why I say again, like capitalism is bad. That's why you ain't gonna get climate change through capitalism. Like capitalism is really gonna destroy itself. Like capitalism, like JB put it, shout out to him, is like somebody jumping off a plane without a parachute. Like your ass gonna smash into the ground. Like like yeah. So let me see. It says the insurance sector is a canary in the coal mine when it comes to climate impact, said Janos Pas- Pasteur, former UN Assistant Secretary General for Climate Change. Man, like only capitalism will make companies treat companies as human. Like, aren't people uh, canary in the coal mine? Like, come on. It says the argument set out by Thallinger in a LinkedIn post begins with the increasing severe damage of being caused by climate crisis. Heat and water destroy capital. Flooded homes lose value. Overheated cities become uninhabitable. Uninhabitable. Entire asset classes are degrading in real time. Yeah, like let's say Phoenix, Arizona, being 100 degrees every 100 days. Like, who want to move there? I mean, I wouldn't want to move to Phoenix. I mean, 100 degrees for over 100 days. Like, that's just that's insane, bro. That's insane. And then like Florida had two major hurricanes that hit that state, and I own property there. Why would I want to live in Florida? Yeah, you got the beaches, you got the culture, but I mean, like, Florida, unfortunately, just like Louisiana, where I live at, it's going to have even more hurricanes. Then you got the extreme cold, like Texas. Remember in 2021, like people that froze to death in their homes because it was extremely cold for not just a couple of days, but for an entire week. Then in the Middle East, like some people, it was a heat wave there, and it killed people, and like like maybe instead of worrying about the homes and worry about property value, maybe you need to worry about human beings. Like all people care about is possessions and money. Like nobody cares about, you know, um, people. Like this capitalist system only cares about money. That's why it's called capital. Capital means money. Like if you didn't know, I learned that in social studies. It says we are fast approaching temperature levels. Um, 1.5 degrees Celsius, 2 Celsius, 3 Celsius. Well, insurers will no longer be able to offer coverage for many of these risks, he said. The math breaks down. The premiums required exceeds what people or communities can pay. This is already happening. Entire regions are becoming uninsurable. He cited companies ended home insurance in California due to wildfires. Yeah, I talked about that. Yeah, I said, State Farm was one of them. I'm pretty sure it's more, but yeah, like people can barely afford their mortgage on their rent. So you telling me because you are not gonna make a profit, you rather really, in all actuality, price gouge people because things, other nature events that's not the fault of their own. It's the capitalist fault. It's big oil's fault. Like I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people didn't think about this, but a lot of these big oil CEOs and executives need to be in jail, bro. Like they knew, bro. It's written down. Uh, they knew that fossil fuels destroy the environment. They knew that, but see if we change to more renewable energy, this go out their hand. But let me continue. He said, Thallinger said, um, it will be a systematic risk threatening the very foundation of the financial sector because a lack of insurance means other financial services become unavailable. This is a climate-induced credit crunch. This applies not only to housing, but to infrastructure, transportation, agriculture, and industry, he said. The economic value of entire regions, coastal, arid, Wi-Fi prone, will begin to vanish from financial ledgers. Markets will reprice rapidly and brutally. This is what a climate-driven market failure looks like. And again, like he's talking about assets, he's talking about capital. Like he's not talking about people that's going to be affected by climate change. Like this. Oh God. It says no governments will statistically be able to cover the damage when multiple high-cost events happen in rapid succession. As climate models predict, Dallinger said, Australia disaster recovery spending had already increased sevenfold between 2017 and 2023, he noted. The idea that billions of people can just adapt to worsening climate impacts is a false confidence, he said. There's no way to adapt to temperatures beyond human tolerance. Whose city built on floodplains cannot simply pick up and move uphill. So yeah, I'm gonna end it right there, man. But my final thoughts about that is like, like in order for us to fight climate change, man. JB said this. I'm gonna say it again. We need a social economic type of system. Socialism, like where nobody won't be exploited because again, like if we go to green renewable energy in a capitalist society, that means that somebody will get exploited. And as a socialist myself, like I don't believe in people getting exploited. I believe in fair treatment for all. See what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. So to be honest with you, my final thoughts, and I move on. Like yeah, climate change should destroy capitalism. Hell yeah, tenfold, tenfold. Like capitalism, that's why people call it late stage capitalism now, which is what it is. Like it's already going to crumble, but hey, climate change will just finish it off. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out in the algorithm. Well, like the video, it helps us out in the algorithm, and subscribe so you won't miss when I go live. Cause apparently you guys like looking at hearing me talk. Oh God, but Anyway, this is from CNN. It says Boasberg finds probable cause exists to hold Trump administration in contempt for violating orders on deportation flights. So I mean, like, yeah, yeah, bro, like, I mean, like Trump has immunity, right, according to the Supreme Court. So basically, Trump pretty much can do whatever he wants. I mean, I'm not saying that joyfully. I'm just saying, like, based on the evidence. I mean, yeah, it probably is a cause. Like, the Supreme Court told him, like, hey, man, you gotta get Garcia out of El Salvador, and Trump looking like looking like a lost orange token, to Bukele, and Bukele saying, I can't smuggle him back to the United States, and then people wondering if this guy's still alive, un, which is sad because we don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna read this. Pretty sure it's a video with it. Um, um, get rid of this pop-ups. I hate pop-ups. It says U.S. District Court James Boasberg ruled Wednesday that probable cause exists to hold Trump administration officials in criminal contempt. Yeah, right, for violating his orders in mid-March, halting the use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport alleged Venezuelan gang members. The judge is deciding punishment and next steps he may take, and is giving the Justice Department an opportunity to respond. Yeah, like, good luck with that. Good luck with that, though. Hey, good luck. The situation has been a major political and legal flashpoint for the Trump White House in its efforts to carry out a historic deportation campaign, especially in mid-March when it sent 3 planes of migrants to a prison in El Salvador. It says the court ultimately determines that the government's actions on that day demonstrate a willful disregard for its order, sufficient for the court to conclude that the probable cause exists to find government in criminal contempt. Boasberg wrote in a lengthy ruling detailing his decision. The court does not reach such conclusion lightly or hastily. Indeed, it has given defendants multiple ample opportunity to rectify or explain their actions. He added, none of their responses have been satisfactory. So, yeah, that was a short read right there. So, yeah, my thoughts on that is like, bro, like, yeah, man, like, like Trump got people in his administration that bends the knee to him. So, I mean, you know, to credit the first term, like, yeah, he had people that kind of held his feet to the fire. Like, imagine now if the Black Lives Matter protests were happening and Trump said back in 2020 that he wanted to shoot the protesters in the legs. Probably, they actually probably got shot at, or they probably got shot in general. Because, like, people moving, like, it's hard to shoot a moving target. So, yeah, like, it's wild. So, yeah, like, I don't think nothing's going to happen. He, I guess he's saying that, I guess, they defied his orders. I guess he originally ruled that, hey, you can't send these people to El Salvador camp. It's illegal. But Trump thinks he's a dictator. Or as, shout out to Left Indy Mike, Caligula Druff, he thinks he's God King now. Like, the guy thinks he's invincible, man. Like, this guy had, what, you got 34 counts, like, he's a convicted felon, like, god damn, like, this guy, like, this guy, he's on top of the sky, man. He's getting what he wants. Like, judges are ruling things against him, and he's still getting away with it. So, like, yeah. I mean, I guess the judge get an A for effort. I doubt it. Oh God, I doubt it, but yeah, man. It's wild. Um, so yeah, that's that. All right, guys. Um, on to the next story. All right, guys. Before I get to this next story, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the ATP Network. I appreciate it. And again, if you're watching on Twitter, please, like, just go on to YouTube and subscribe to the ATP Network. Like, you'll be better off because Twitter, it's not reliable. So a lot of times, a lot of you guys don't even see my videos because, I also got a suspicion of suppression, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah. It's for Mundo Weiss. It says evacuate everywhere. UN says humanitarian conditions in Gaza are now the worst they have been in the last 18 months. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, after that ceasefire, like, Israel went guns blazing. I mean, even during the ceasefire, Israel was still blocking mobile homes for the people and humanitarian aid and food. Yeah. So I'm finna read this. I ain't gonna read the whole thing because it's pretty long. It says there's no place left for us to go, says Malik, a Palestinian father of two in his mid-30s who was displaced in the Mawasi area of Khan Yunis after Israel resumed its carpet bombing campaign in Gaza in mid-March. Now the occupation army has dropped leaflets ordering people to evacuate almost every place in Gaza. They're telling us to evacuate it everywhere. Yeah, what they're trying to do is they're trying to entrap you guys. Yeah, that's what they do. They always be doing that. They say, "Hey, move to South Gaza." Oh no, move to Rafah. People moving to Rafah, and what they do, drop bombs on them. So, oh God, yeah, it's a trap. So I know that my family and I will have to move again, not before long. Malik surmised. Malik spends his time in a tent encampment where he and his family have stayed for months now. Originally from Bet Lahia in North Gaza, Malik's family has been displaced 7 times since October 2023. Displacement has been our consistent reality for almost 2 years, Malik told Mundo Weiss. My wife and I had an apartment in a residential building in the Tel Al Hawa neighborhood in Gaza City, where we paid for through hard work, and we visit my parents' house in Bet Lahia regularly until we were forced to evacuate from there alone hundreds of thousands to the south. Since the resumption of the assault in Gaza, the UN Office for Coordination and Humanitarian Affairs has said that the humanitarian in Gaza is now the worst it's been since the war began 18 months ago. It says Israel not only resumed airstrikes across the strip at the same rate as the days before the ceasefire entered into force, but also sealed sealed it off through a complete blockade of humanitarian aid, exactly, closing all crossing points into Gaza and provoking a return of famine conditions, a critical shortage of medicine, fuel, and skyrocketing prices. So yeah, so you telling me that that they're just they really they're really trying to end this quickly. They're being more aggressive towards these people by let's cut off everything. I mean before the ceasefire they cut off electricity. You know like people didn't have no food. You remember the flour massacre as they call it. Like people was getting flour and they dropped a bomb or dropped a airstrike on them. Oh jeez. Tell y'all man like and we got people on BBC saying that Israel is not targeting civilians. Oh my God, bro. How these people sleep at night, man? How you sleep at night lying like that to people that think that that's news? Like it's not news, it's propaganda. It has now been a month and a half since any supplies was last allowed through the crosses into Gaza, by far the longest such halt to date, OCHA said. According to the UN, some 400,000 Palestinians have been displaced in Gaza since the resumption of the Israeli war on March 18th. Most of the Palestinians, like Malik, have already been displaced multiple times since October 2023. We stayed for some months in Del Al Balah, but then the occupation ordered displaced people to evacuate, Malik said, explaining that Destory was one of the few places in Gaza that was not instantly invaded before the ceasefire. We were forced to flee to Rafah, then the Khan Yunis city, and then the Khan Yunis coastline. It was the first time we had to stay in a tent instead of under a concrete roof. It was there that my pregnant wife gave birth to our son. Jeez, man, that's bad. You have to give birth in conditions like that, man. Jeez. Um, let's see. Then bombings forced us into the inner parts of Mawasi, and then within Mawasi, we were forced to move twice. He explained. Yeah, they trying to entrap these people. Yeah, today our residential building has been reduced to rubble, and in the place of my parents' house, there is a 9 meter deep crater made by an Israeli bomb. he exclaimed. And the only home my family now has is the makeshift tent that I thought I wouldn't have to carry around anymore. But this time it's different, Malik said. It feels closer. This time the occupation is accelerating the destruction of Rafa, which is very close to Mawasi, with very heavy weapons, and we hear explosions all the way from Mawasi day and night. Sometimes the reverberations of the explosions are felt for 2.5 minutes, and every time my wife and I have to spend half an hour calming the children who begin to shake and cry in fear. Malik said, "My God, man, that's wow." Um, it says children are traumatized. The return of the war, genocide, it has taken its toll on children psychologically. The number of children killed by the Israeli war has reached 15,000 according to the Gaza Health Ministry official numbers. Um, UNICEF has called the assault in Gaza a war against children. But for those who have survived the conditions of displacement and life under the renewed war have been impacting them in new and long-lasting ways. So yeah, man, Reach Yourself is on Mundo Weiss is on top of their site. Um, yeah, man, like yeah, Malik and his family, they keep moving around, but which is entrapment because when you got a lot of people in the area, you can y'all know what it is. I don't want to repeat it again. So yeah, man, it's oh God, man. Sometimes you wish for hope for these people, man. Like how much more they can take, like. But anyway, all right. On to the next story. All right, guys. Before I get to this story, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel on YouTube and Rumble and Twitch if you watch on Twitch. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, man, this is wild. Like I saw this yesterday while I was doing work on another podcast. Um, yeah, man, people at these town halls, boy, they tired of this shit, bro. They tired of the bullshit. Like I think now people are actually waking up. First, people were just coasting along. Like people know that situations are dire for other people, even if they're not, in distress. Like everybody, to be honest with you, like if we are one race, one human race, like you'll think that when something happens to somebody, it affects all of us. Like, but we've been conditioned to like only care for ourselves, not to care for nobody else. Like, you get your own, it's a song that came out a long time ago. My mama told me about it. She said, "Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that got his own." Like, that's the problem. Like, what's wrong with Mama and Papa helping out the child? So, anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent as usual. This is from Brian Allen on Twitter/X. It says, breaking. Um, chaos at Marjorie Taylor Greene's town hall. An unruly protester just got tased in the middle of her Georgia event. I like they say Georgia event instead of her town hall. Like, like this ain't no fucking concert. Like, this is okay. I'm nitpicking, but because nothing says small government and free speech like electrocuting dissent in a public forum. So apparently this guy, I guess he, like everybody else at these town halls, are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, I guess he just gave her a piece of his mind, and they're gonna electrocute the guy, taste the guy. Oh jeez. After this, I got a thing from CNN. So yeah, finna play this right quick.
Really?
Yeah, look at the way they carrying that man out though. They just grabbing him by his head with force, man. Like, you know, like this is what cops do, man. They don't protect the citizens. They protect property and high profile figures. Like, and I think they electrocuted him too, cause I heard a taser or something. Um, oh, And
Thank you. Thank you.
play it again.
Stop.
Wow.
Really?
Thank you.
And to those people that were clapping that these armed thugs was damn near hurting this man, dragging this man out of this town hall with force, you know, man, I can't say what I want to say no more. God damn. Man, y'all, yeah, y'all some deceitful motherfuckers, man. Well, I'm an hour and two into it, so it shouldn't be that bad. Y'all crazy. Yeah, clapping like seals, man. Like y'all clapping that this man interrupted Marjorie Taylor Greene, like she's some kind of slate queen or something. But y'all don't realize that, you know, y'all next, right? See, this man, I don't know I don't know what this man went through. I don't know if he got his social security compromised or he's a veteran or whatnot. But see, people, that's what I'm saying about people. That's why I said that before I started, because like, you know, oh, this man he's just angry. He's got a bad temper tantrum. But it's more than about being angry. It's about fucking being terrified that your social safety net, which is on thin ice to begin with, even before Trump, like people think that Democrats are better at the social safety net, like, but whatever, man. Like people in an illusion, but yeah, like, so yeah, that's that. Now I'm finna play this video by CNN. This is crazy, man. Like, drag that man out like that. You know, that man don't deserve that. I'm pretty sure that man didn't say anything. I'm pretty sure he ain't threatened her, you know, nothing like that. But that's what these motherfuckers do, man. That's what they trained to do. Thugs.
Demotions here in the U.S. That's where town hall events hosted by Washington lawmakers put them face to face with the voters they represent. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley fielded questions in Iowa about a man from Maine mistakenly deported to El Salvador.
Are you going to bring that guy back from El Salvador?
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah.
They talking about Abrego Garcia. Yeah, I hope they do. But let's see his reaction, right? I gotta see this. Oh, God. Man, that guy look like that man like he don't need to be working his country. That man like he'll barely stand up. Chuck Grassley. Jesus Christ. Tired home.
Why not?
Well, because that's not a power of Congress.
The Supreme Court said to bring him back.
We would like to know what.
Yeah, the Supreme Court did say it. Damn. That's not the power of Congress. That man like he could barely talk. Come on, man. Oh my God. That man can barely talk, bro.
You, as the people, the Congress, who are supposed to rein in this dictator, what are you going to do about it? These people have been sentenced to life imprisonment in a foreign country with no due process. Our government cannot do anything.
Now, Grassley is known for visiting all 99 counties in Iowa every year and says that his office has received more emails so far in 2025 than all of last year. Voters questioned his.
Yeah, because probably the reason why is because they see all these illegal deportations and then people's social safety nets getting taken away. So yeah, I ain't done yet. It's more.
Support of President Donald Trump and apparently weren't happy with the response.
If you're proud of voting for Trump and what he's doing in office, are you proud of everything he's doing right now?
There's no president that I've agreed with 100%.
I didn't say that.
Meanwhile, in Georgia, a town hall hosted by Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene turned violent after an altercation between a police officer and an attendee. Here's what CNN's crew saw.
They tased that man. Nah, yeah, I heard about tasing there. Holy shit. Oh shit. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, the police could get physical with you, but you're supposed to stand there and take it. Like, that's what they got never get. And they're gonna tase this man. I hope they didn't kill him. Jeez.
So what you're watching there is CNN crews witnessing police use a stun gun on at least 2 men after they refused to leave the event. Both men and another woman were arrested. Police say that officers used force that was, quote, necessary to gain compliance and control the situation. At least 11 more town halls are set to happen across the country tonight. Reed Binia now has more details on what lawmakers hope to accomplish on Tuesday.
Tempers flared as Washington lawmakers faced constituents at town halls on Tuesday. Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was interrupted several times by protesters at her town hall in Georgia, with police forcibly removing people from the event, arresting 3 individuals and using...
But I don't understand though, like town halls is like, well, all these town halls supposed to be, they supposed to control the narrative. You know, people can't ask questions. You know, if you ask questions or you raise your voice a little bit, then the police can fucking tase you to death. I guess, you know, you gotta say, oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're doing such a good job. You're ending wokeness. Like, people ain't studying about wokeness. Like, people are trying to fucking live. Come on, man. Oh my God, bro. Like, just like that that Harshburgers in a town hall that I covered a couple of months back. Like, that was she wanted. She wanted to control the narrative, and people was like kind of heckling her. She got defensive, like your feelings. Like, forget your feelings. Like, you're supposed to work for the people, but as we know, that's not true. So,
using stun guns in 2 instances. Greene dismissed the interruptions and moved on.
Thank you to our great police officers.
She displayed some critical constituent questions about the Trump administration on a projector, reading them out loud, and responding in at least one case by pushing back.
Unfortunately, you're being brainwashed by the news that you're watching. A lot of Democrats pride themselves on being educated, and I suggest they educate themselves better.
In Iowa, Republican Senator Chuck Grassley took a different tack, mostly listening to concerns about the Trump administration.
I'm trying to recapture the constitutional authority of Article 1, Section 8, one of the 18 powers of Congress.
Democrats also faced pressure from constituents Tuesday, listening to criticism that they're not fighting hard enough to combat Trump and Republicans.
I hear the criticism that we're not doing enough. I'm never going to lie to somebody as a politician. I can't do things in the minority that I think people wish I could.
oh God, man, I bet Hakeem Jeffries told her to say that. Yeah, House. Hakeem Jeffries told her to say that. Yeah. I can't do nothing, you know. I can't do nothing, you know. You're a minority. Like, there's a lot of things you can do. You just don't want to be bothered. My thing is, like, you know that Trump and Doge and Elon have, you know, fucked over a whole lot of people within fucking 8 weeks. And all the answer you get from Sarah Elfreth is, we can't do nothing. Right? Yeah, you're not doing enough. And then people saw that fucking pity party you people threw at the at Trump's address to Congress, like holding up signs like it's an auction or something. Like, come on, man. Like, that's not fighting. That's not fighting. Like, like, a lot of these constituents need to break away from the duopoly. That's the first step. See, that's the problem. Like every 4 years, like, one party don't do enough, people hop over to the other party. The other party don't do enough, people are hip hop voters. They vote. They flop to different sides, and it's like, you know, it's not working. Like people see now that neither Democrat nor Republican give a shit about you. That's why people are angry. People at these town halls are legitimately angry at these people. Like, You know, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Some people be so angry and so irate that somebody gonna get hurt. Like somebody will get hurt, man. Like, like you supposed to be helping people. You're supposed to serve your constituents, but instead you're serving the donors that donate you that money. Like this woman's full of it. She know it.
Could do. So I'm doing what I can do.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Town hall's gone wild.
I can't do nothing, but I'm doing what I can do. What? That don't make any sense. I can't do nothing, but I'm doing what I can do. Okay.
Complete with scrums and stun guns. That was the scene at an event for Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene in suburban Atlanta. Police arrested 3 people. They did use stun guns on 2 of them. Now, Greene did not take questions face to face. Instead, questions had to be submitted in writing, and she mocked anything that was critical.
See, that was they do too. Like even LC herself did that. I heard a couple of years back. Like even LC, I thought LC supposed to be for the people. She's so progressive, but. Like all these people are the same. Like, yeah. When you do that, you basically answering questions that make you feel good, like questions that you can answer. But when people ask like, "Hey, my Social Security check might not hit my direct deposit next month. Are you gonna do anything about it?" No, I don't want to answer that. But Marjorie, you fighting wokeness. That's what she want. Like these people are just. Why these people even wasting time? Why they even wasting? No, I'm glad this is happening. Cause I'm glad people get to vent their frustration out on these people. Like these people, I hate to say this, are too protected in a way. Like, yeah. I'm telling you, man, somebody go step to one of them face to face, and it ain't gonna be good. Like I'm just telling you, mark my words. Like you think these folks yelling now? You better hope they just yelling, and you having your armed thugs drag them out and tasing them to death. Shit.
Protesters erupted her several times.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're all inside the interior of the United States.
How about the KKK?
All inside the interior of the United States.
This is a terrorist group going after black and
You can head out. The protest is outside. Thank you very much. Protest is outside.
You bunch-body bigot! You bunch...
Beach blunt bigot. That's funny. I like that. Beach blunt bigot. That's incredible. Yeah, she walked out. I guess she said, "Shit, they ain't tasing my ass." I think this before the tasing started, but you beach blunted bigot. Damn, son. Yeah, yeah. We know Marjorie Taylor Greene is. We know she's a bigot. Like, yeah, we know, but.
Protest is outside. Bye. Have fun out there.
All right, let's get ready to see. And it's Eva McCann who's been covering these town halls across the country. Eva.
John, it was true to form for the far-right ally of President Trump as she sparred with her own constituents. She pushed back on tough questions, accused Georgians of being brainwashed. Now, it was clear Greene relished this. Republican leadership has advised against holding these types of town halls to avoid these episodes. But what we saw last night was Greene very much looking for a fight. Listen to how she responded to a constituent concern about cuts to the federal government.
Oh, boy.
Doge gutting our government with a chainsaw approach and the utter destruction and ignoring of our Constitution and rule of
Saying things like that, yeah. Yeah, that's supposed to make a person happy. Supposed to make a working class person happy. Gutting the government, like. So basically, going to national parks now will be a choice because it's not enough people to check people in to them. But yeah, good, yeah. And our medical research, the fund has been cut, so a lot of people that was working on these medicines no longer could work on them because they're cut. So we basically going back to the fucking Flintstone ages, the Stone Ages, as they say. Oh God, yeah. Like she should, yeah. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene is I know she's dazed. I know she's dazed.
law He is not well physically or mentally. Poor Christina. Poor Christina. Well, I'm sure, Christina, you think that you're pretty smart. But the reality is you are being completely brainwashed by whatever source of news you listen to.
So you could see the Congresswoman reading there because she decided to do it that way and not actually answer questions in real time. Now, in at least 2 instances, our crew on the ground witnessed officers using stun guns after scrums with male attendees as they tried to remove them from the building. Meanwhile, a town hall with Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley also got testy yesterday.
Wait, Aqua, Georgia. I thought Marjorie Taylor Greene lived like over there where damn, like, wait a minute, her district's not in Atlanta metro area. The fuck? The woman not even in her own district. Like, are you kidding me? Oh God, man. I don't believe she even live in that area. Whatever, man.
Constituents thanked him for being there and not hiding from them, but they raised concerns about immigrants being rounded up and railroaded in this moment and potential cuts to vital services for veterans. John?
And what are members hearing about tariffs around the country, Eva? Because that is also a subject that's coming up.
There is a lot of concern, especially for the vitality of some of these small businesses. You heard a lot of farmers question Grassley last night, and he basically said to trust the process here, but that he wasn't going to hide from them. He understood their concerns.
Trust the process. Yeah, right. Translation, just you're gonna get screwed, but it'll get better. That's basically what he's saying.
All right, democracy at work here at these town halls. Good for members to take questions face to face. Eva McCann, thank you very much for that.
First of all, stun guns for people who come out to a town. Charlie, your eyebrows went up. Okay, so you've had to hold a town hall. Tell me the scenario where that makes any sense.
Well, first, after Gabby Giffords was shot, I basically insisted that we always have a police presence in any noticed public event we would do. So I'm not at all surprised there are the police officers there. But I am shocked that police actually had to deploy a weapon on constituents, who were obviously, probably some of whom got out of control, I suspect. And that's why they were stunned. But I am...
Don't lose that guy out of control because they've been lied to by these politicians. Janet Jackass. Like, what are you talking about? You got out of control. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even that serious. Wow, raising your voice. And there was a black guy that was there too, which you know what these motherfuckers think of black people. Oh, we angry all the time. Oh, we angry. Oh, yeah. Oh God, yeah. I mean,
I guess I am not stunned by what I'm seeing across the country. This anger, it feels like 2010 with the Tea Party. It feels like 2017 with the healthcare debates. And this is where we are. There's a lot of anger in the country, and it's being directed at their members of Congress for not providing enough of a check on the executive.
Yeah, there's a couple ways to handle it. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene actually told a constituent who was speaking out that they were being brainwashed.
Why is MTG supporting Musk and Doge and the slashing of Medicaid, Social Security offices, libraries, and more? This is outrageous from Sarah. Well, Sarah, unfortunately, you're being brainwashed by the news that you're watching.
Wow, asking a question means you're being brainwashed by the news media. I mean, she's talking about CNN, MSNBC. She's talking about them. She ain't talking about Newsmax, One American News, Fox News, the shit that she likes, because these people are hypocrites and full of shit. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene knows she's full of shit. She can't answer the question because she knows what they're doing, like waste, fraud, and abuse. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know he got the fuck up out of there because his companies are damn it. Well, Tesla, for one instance, is tanking. So, oh jeez, Marjorie. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Every day, man, this shit is getting harder and harder to watch. Like these Congress people hosting these town halls and they can't answer the questions because if they do, they're gonna get called out by Trump because Trump is on everything. So you can't cross Trump. So you gotta praise Trump. Like Trump is trying to help the American people. That's the shit they say. Which in all reality, Trump is helping himself and his robber baron being our buddies that doing insider trading. But we can't talk about that. A lot of people say. A lot of people say, you're lying. No, I'm not lying. Trump said it himself. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys, the last topic I want to talk about here. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you watch it on Twitter, I highly recommend you moving on to the ATP network on YouTube and Rumble because Twitter is not a reliable source. Yes, you can go live and put videos on there, but like Twitter's a mess. So anyway, this is on Breaking Points. Here we go again, guys. Here we go again with the next Bernie Sanders type shit. Like, bro, what are these Democrats that want healthcare ever learn? Will they ever learn? They won't talk to the radical leftists because they think we're crazy, or they think we're irrational. I guess because Crystal's husband, got mad with us because we called Bernie Sanders' little tour a cosplaying performative type of ordeal. But oh God, who will Bernie pick as his successor? Oh Lord, will it be AOC? We shall see.
All right, well, let's talk about Dems and what's going on with them because there are a lot of interesting developments. Let me go ahead and start with this. So AOC and Bernie have been doing this Stop Oligarchy tour, and they've been going to all these super red places. I'm talking about Idaho and Utah and getting insane crowds, bigger crowds than Bernie ever got in either of his presidential.
Remember these the same people that said all Trump talk about when he had his rally is these crowds, All Trump talk about is these crowds, these big massive crowds he have, but Bernie and LC doing this crap and Bernie is in Idaho, white supremacist country, and he's getting all of these crowds. They're doing a revolution through the Democratic Party. Oh, stop it. Stop it, man. Stop it. I'm trying to hold back my profanity, but jeez, bro.
Presidential runs, and he was also famous, like Trump, for attracting significant crowds. Let's just take a look at a little bit of one of their recent rallies and some of the way he's interacting with AOC and also the energy of the crowd.
Now, I want to say a word about my daughter. No, I want to say a word about Alexandria and why.
Yeah. I can see that, man. I can see that. Yep. Talk heavy, talk heavy, but but cooks to the Democratic Party. Two birds with the same cloth. So yeah, that's his daughter.
Why what she's doing is so important. And here's the story. 6 years ago, 6 years ago, what were you doing for a living? She was a waitress. But she looked around her and she saw a society that was fundamentally unjust and in many ways ugly to the people in the community in which she lived in New York City. She stood up and took on one of the most powerful people in the House of Representatives.
Bro, I'm gonna say this too, that part of ALC's background is kind of fabricated, right? Turns out, as some of you might not know, that ALC's dad was an architect, and if you're an architect, you're not making minimum wage. So yeah, I had to say that too. Like, so basically, AOC really didn't have a hard childhood. But I digress.
And she started with almost no money against the guy who had unlimited funds, and she beat him. Okay.
We saw it just happen with Trump's corrupt and disastrous and rushed tariff scheme. We saw Marjorie Taylor Greene buy that dip. I got one question for her. How much did you make? How much did you make off of people's despair? How much did you make off that panic? How much did you make off of that suffering? No more. We can't accept it.
And I think, Emily, what you've seen as Bernie and AOC, they were first out of the gates. They launched this tour. They've been all over the country. They're attracting these just absolutely blockbuster crowds everywhere. They're putting up a fight. They have a strategy. And then you see the centrists like Chuck Schumer, who are completely adrift, have nothing to say, out of touch with the moment, putting up no fight, capitulating to the Republicans in the one moment that they have leverage, et cetera. And watching this dynamic play out has completely shifted the Democratic base in ways that we have not seen before, where they are disgusted with their own leadership, very different from last time Trump was in office, where Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and all these people were heroes. And now that is also being reflected in who they see as the leaders of the party and in what direction they want the party to shift. So this is one of the fascinating dynamics that's playing out. And I think what was important about that clip.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. I'm just say this as a side piece. Like, if you got MSNBC covering these oligarchy tours, whatever the fuck they call them, then you know you're not fighting. You're not fighting against the entire establishment. You only are fighting against a segment of the establishment, which is red team. Now, I keep saying time and time again, if these motherfuckers were saying like, "Hey, fuck both parties. They have fucked you over. I'm gonna join an independent party or whatnot, or make my own independent party." Then, you know, and I still gonna have a side eye, but I said, okay, you know, I wouldn't even talk about this much, you know, but you know, I'm telling y'all, man, it's crazy.
Where Bernie says, you know, my daughter, Alexandria,
Yes.
like, first of all, he clearly loves her. He's not a like warm and cuddly guy. No, like to have that level of affection from Bernie Sanders, that's very telling.
Yeah.
And number two, you know, people have been asking like, who's Bernie's successor? Who's he gonna, you know, anoint to lead this movement going forward? Like, I think we have our answer. He has picked AOC. Like, that is the person he is elevating.
Basically, he picked another career politician. He picked a cosplaying progressive, because that's what AOC is. Like, bro, AOC was never serious to begin with. My thing is, you know, Bernie Sanders ain't shit either. Like, you know, I ain't gonna say, hey, Bernie Sanders is the end all be all. You know, he did woke me up a little bit back 10 years ago, but once you see the writing on the wall with these people, man, you feel like you don't look back. The one thing you don't never do, you don't never look back, because yeah, picking ALC to basically say the right things, but at the end of the day, vote for either one of the corporate Democrats that the DNC will pick. Like, the DNC don't want ALC as president. They didn't even want Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders cut twice to him. They still treat the guy like crap. Like, again, like, you know, Mike, he got his own opinion on why left Indy, on why you know, Bernie cuts, which is valid. Bernie don't want to get shadow banned, but yeah, but also too, they have to have some on them as well. Like, I'm just saying. But yeah.
And I think very likely will be the person he pushes forward in 2028.
Yeah, I think that's right. And actually, we teased this segment. I teased this segment earlier in the show by saying Dems are in disarray, and I still stand by that. But both parties are always in disarray. The reason I stand by that here, though,
and should be, by the way, they should be in disarray.
Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. But the reason I stand by this here is, that what Bernie and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are doing here is showing the establishment of this is as much a message to all of those people in the crowd and to people who support them as it is to Democratic elites who really, really, really don't want to hear this. But it's going to get hard for them not to hear it. And I know this is going to be a little bit out of order. But the reason I want to kick to James Carville, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Crystal, is because he's proposing that the economic populist Dems break away from the sort of, he wouldn't use this phrase, centrist Dems, but I think that has to be accurately described as centrist Dems, what he's talking about. He's sort of saying the third way Dems should own the Democratic Party and everybody else should be in another party. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has said herself, if we were in Europe, Nancy Pelosi and I would not be in the same party. And that these two poles, Carville is just proposing a total divorce of. And the reason I want to kick it to this with that, and I'm curious for your thoughts, is that is not even good for the movement he wants to succeed. You're just asking for everyone to agree on pronouns and neoliberal economics. So anyway, let's roll Carville, and then we can get into some of those.
That most of the things at the faculty lounge that Identity Left wants, 85% of them, I want to.
Jane Carville looks like he's Jane Carville, man. I'm gonna say it. Because I don't stand these people. I can't stand these people. He's about four feet away from being in his grave, bro. Like I'm just saying. Like I know some of y'all gonna say, "Oh, Andre, don't say that, man." Like the stuff he says, man. Like it's just so stupid. It don't make any sense. Like yeah, it's crazy.
Too. We'd like to expand opportunity for people. We'd like to expand people that have health care. We'd like to do more to help young voters. We think that environmental problems are totally crushing that we face. We want solutions there. We think income inequality is a terrible thing, and we got to do certain things to address it. Like, okay, we raise taxes on incomes over $400,000 a year, raise the minimum wage. These are things that we can work on. I don't think we can work together on pronoun politics.
Pronoun politics. Man, why you sound like a Republican, bro? You sound like a Republican. Like, oh, we can work on. Not do. Work. That's the difference between do and work, in my opinion. Like, oh, we can, y'all can, if y'all could, y'all can raise the minimum wage and give people health care and, expand Social Security to UBI and stuff like that, but y'all don't want to. Well, y'all lobbying robber baron buddies as well, along with Trump's. Don't want that to happen. But pronoun politics. What? Come up with these words from? What the hell? This old coot, man.
I don't. I think that you're not. This election did not teach you how damaging that is. I don't think there's anything that I can tell you. And you say this guy is stuck in another century, not another decade, and he represents nothing to do with the future of our movement. I can accept that. You're not really going to.
What movement? Come on.
Hurt my feelings. So maybe we could have a kind of amicable split here, and we'll go to post in 2026, because you don't ever run. They never run against a Republican. Okay, all they do is run against other Democrats. I don't quite understand why you're so anxious to have the word Democrat in the description of what you do, but maybe we can have a amicable split here.
Crystal, this is a very bad time for James.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you are against the Democratic Party, I will say, don't run as a Democrat, because Democrats today means centrism, neoliberalism, Even though me and Mike kind of disagree with that term liberal a little bit, but yeah, basically, he's saying that, we could do the bare minimum, but the ones that want Medicare for all and all this other stuff, thriving ways, that's woke politics. That's being woke. That's basically what he's saying. And also too, I'm done with this. I don't want to continue this further, but like he also saying we should pivot more to the right. I mean, the Democrats should pivot more to the right too as well, which God, which means that apparently Jane Carville wants the Republicans to win every presidential election here on out. Like why pivot to the right? I mean, if I'm a strategist, I mean, they really, to be honest with you, like neither party really cares about winning. It's just that these parties are here to divide the masses. Like most of us, agree on like 80 or 90% of things. Yeah, there's some things, the culture war type shit that people, disagree on. Like, I guess, let's first, solve the social economic issues first. Then we could talk about the culture war shit later. I think that's smart. So, all right, guys, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, man, again, like AOC is Bernie's successor. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, yeah. So yeah. Before I go, follow the ATP Network official Twitter account right there, on the bottom of your screen, right there at ATP Network 247. Like the video, and also subscribe to the ATP Network channel, and follow the ATP Network crew right there on the bottom of your ticker, right there. And I always keep forgetting Damien. Put Damien on there. Yeah, like I'm just, I'm doing it right now, live on air, so y'all don't think I'm crazy, because I bet some of y'all say, "What in the hell is wrong with this nigga?" Oh man, I'm crazy. Hold on, I'm spelling his name wrong. Hold on. There we go. There you go. There you go. Damien, he's part of the network, so follow him too as well. And also, guys, thank you for watching me. I know YouTube and the algorithm it got me tweaking. I ain't gonna lie, the algorithm got me tweaking like a mug, but gotta keep working, man. Gotta fight through it. Gotta keep fighting. By them, trying to limit not only my content, our content on the network, other people's channels and stuff like that. We doing something right. So, here we had a Jasmine's channel been hit by the algorithm, JB's channel, RBN, even RBN's main channel been hit by the algorithm too as well. So yeah, you gotta keep fighting, man. Like they want you to quit. They said themselves they prefer corporate media on YouTube. So yeah, that's all I got to say. And also too, man, if you're on Rumble watching this, subscribe to me. Like, yeah, we get good views on Rumble on our live streams. I only post our live streams on there. And y'all not following us, so follow us on Rumble. Like, what y'all doing? I know y'all think I'm half right, even though you ain't gotta agree with me, but you like watching me, so that matters. So, all right, guys, again, thank you so much for watching the Good Faith Show on the ATP Network. I'm Andre signing out. Have a good one. Oh yeah, by the way, what I always do after every live stream, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.